Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Josh Allen, is something I would say if I was a liar. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And we took a little time last week to enjoy some time home back in Buffalo with friends and family. And it was delightful, and I enjoyed it, and it was very restful and relaxing, and it was good to have that time. I also got my teeth cleaned, which is great because I like having a clean mouth. And then I got a comment from a good friend, user 2 string of random numbers, and it ends in 7. He, of the no profile picture, uses a black circle as his profile picture, decided to leave a string of comments on my videos. A string of comments. First of all, my guy, what's going on? Huh? Do you not do anything else in your day? Do you just wait weeks and weeks and then leave random comments? But I want to address your comments because you spend a lot of time on my page and quite honestly, you raise some interesting points. So this is why I started the video the way I did, that Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen in fantasy world. Let's start with a couple of things. First, let's throw raw statistics out the window for a second. Just for 1 second. Do you know why I'm going to throw raw statistics out the window for a second? Because if raw statistics were the measure of a quarterback's competency, eliteness, what have you, then Dak Prescott would by far and away be the best quarterback. Hands down, no questions asked. That's who would be the best quarterback. In Lamar Jackson's second MVP season, he was the first quarterback to win MVP after finishing outside the top 10 in every major statistical passing category. So Lamar Jackson's second MVP, we can look at and say perhaps that is a bit suspect, but we won't. You know why? Because winning an MVP is really freaking hard, and Lamar Jackson earned his MVPs. Now, I said a moment ago we were going to throw raw statistics out the window. That was for the purpose of making my first point, which is that raw statistics are not what we look at when we're considering whether a quarterback is elite or not. We watch things like the tape. And when we watch the tape and we see Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, what we see is two dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks who are both masters of the position. So when we're talking about the two of them, first of all, let's put respect on both their names. Josh is probably the better passer of the two, but Lamar is by far the more dynamic runner. Okay, so we look at the film and we can say to ourselves, we have two dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks. They run in different ways. Lamar will make you miss in a phone booth, and Josh will run you over. So when we look at the film and we see that and we digest that fact, then we have to go and look at their statistics. I did this in a previous video, but it wasn't enough for user 2 string of random numbers ending in 7. No, it wasn't enough. So here we go. We're going to go through their career statistics. Statistics brought to you today by statmuse.com. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. We're going to start with games played. Josh has played 128 regular season games. I believe this is just regular season. Excuse me. Just got you right in the microphone. Josh has played 128 regular season games. Lamar Jackson has played 116. Now, I'm not the best with math, but that's nearly a full season's worth of difference between the two of them. That's 12 games difference between the two of them. And before somebody gets up in the comments and says to me, well, that clearly means Lamar is the better passer, missing games due to injury is not the flex you think it is. It's just not the flex you think it is. That argument comes up so much and it makes my blood boil. It makes me so angry. Lamar Jackson gets hurt at a significantly higher rate than other quarterbacks in the quote-unquote elite category. And he stays hurt for more of the season. I don't know that he's played a fully healthy season since he came into, well, not since he came into the league. He hasn't played a fully healthy season since his second MVP campaign. And his fully healthy seasons are great. But like this year, he didn't play a fully healthy season, and the Ravens missed the playoffs completely. So that factors in when you're talking about which quarterback is better. Josh may also get hurt, but he's still available for games. Your guy, Lamar Jackson, essentially ended the season with a bruise. Josh played on a broken foot. Okay. Completions. Josh has completed 2,615 passes to Lamar Jackson's 1,870 passes. Josh has also attempted a significantly higher number of passes. Josh has attempted 4,088 passes, and Lamar Jackson has attempted 2,888 passes. What does that equal to in terms of throwing percentage? Now, Lamar Jackson does have a higher completion percentage at 64.8%. But guess what Josh Allen's is? 64%. Again, splitting hairs. This is where it starts to get really interesting. Yards thrown by both quarterbacks. 30,000 for Josh, and Lamar Jackson has thrown for 22,000. Now, as I pointed out, Josh has played more games. But was Lamar going to throw 8,000 yards across 12 games? I don't think so. Don't think so. That would shatter every passing record on the books. And I don't think Lamar Jackson was going to do that. But that's just me using logic. Now again, average air yards. Lamar has a higher average air yard. He's thrown for about 7.8 average yard per pass. Oh boy, though, this is going to be gnarly for you. Josh's average throw is 7.4 yards. Again, significantly more yards, equal throwing percentage, 7.4 yards per pass to 7.8 yards per pass. Josh is smoking Lamar. Josh has played more games, put the ball in harm's way more, and yet has thrown for essentially the same completion percentage and the same yards per pass. Now here's where it really gets interesting. Josh has a significantly higher amount of yards per game, despite the fact that he's played more games. 235.2 yards per game to Lamar Jackson's 194.9. That is a significant difference in yards per game. With fewer games played, you would expect Lamar Jackson to have thrown for more yards per game than Allen, and that's not the case. Josh has thrown for 220 touchdowns to Lamar Jackson's 187. Again, a significantly higher amount of touchdowns, a statistically significant higher amount of touchdowns. Now, he's thrown more interceptions, 94 to 56. So, in that regard, I grant you. But, once again, the stat that matters is scoring points. And not all interceptions are created equal. That applies to Lamar Jackson as well as to Josh. And this doesn't even get into their rushing statistics. When it comes to rushing statistics, if we add the rushing touchdowns that Allen has, Allen smokes Lamar Jackson in terms of just total number of points scored. And let's just cut to some of the noise here. For some reason this year, analysts have decided that Lamar Jackson not making the playoffs, Joe Burrow not making the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes not making the playoffs, somehow that has helped their legacy and hurt Josh's legacy. And I don't know how that can be the case. They're essentially given a free pass to miss the playoffs for 1 year, where Josh wouldn't get that free pass. He just wouldn't. And I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, but I'm not going to get into that. So as you can see, based on the arguments I've carefully laid out for you and the statistics I've carefully laid out for you that none of you will pay attention to, when you're talking about these two quarterbacks, you're talking about two dynamic playmakers for their teams. Neither team would want another quarterback. Neither team would try to grab another quarterback. Would try to grab another quarterback in the draft. Both teams are very happy with having Josh and Lamar, and they wouldn't swap. But when it comes down to the pure numbers, Josh is the better quarterback. It's just a fact. You can argue with me, but you'd be wrong. And if I agreed with you, that would just make us both wrong. And then where would we be? Thank you for being patient with me as I got back around to filming this again. And thank you for listening in. Our videos about the U.S. men's hockey team have gotten a ton of love. Thank you for tuning in to those. Please keep tuning in. I'd love to keep giving you my mediocre sports opinions. If you like what we're doing, go over to YouTube, like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We're on X. And yeah. But today's Monday. We'll have a lot more for you this week. There's going to be a lot of excitement as the new NFL league year starts up. We'll have a lot more to talk about. But for right now, Josh Allen is better than Lamar Jackson, but they're both elite quarterbacks. Sit with that, digest it, enjoy the nuance. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.